So before we get started, I would like to take a minute to thank everybody for the overwhelming positive response on the Yu-Gi-Oh on part one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 rewrite. This is gonna sound very cliche, but it really does mean a lot to me. I'm not the kind of person who has a lot of self-confidence. Without giving my whole life story, I've had the door slammed in my face a few too many times and told what you're doing is not a good idea. You should stop, just focus on getting a real job, all that good stuff. So seeing this thing that I actually worked pretty hard on and put a lot of effort and thought into over the past week and a half I was working on it, and obviously this is going to be a pretty long investment for me to do, really means a lot. It really means a lot to see everybody like the decisions, to want to talk about the changes, to say how this is an improvement. It really does mean a lot to me, and sort of a bit of validation for what I'm doing always helps, and I appreciate it a lot. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all very much. This really does mean a lot. Alright, now that we've done that sappy stuff, let's move on to the next thing. And I just want to take a couple minutes before we get into the Vrains episode to talk about the BrightBurn trailer. Now, some of you may not have heard of this movie, but this film gained a lot of traction with an overwhelming positive response to its first trailer. But just a quick cap of what this movie seems to be about. BrightBurn is very clearly meant to be a deconstruction of Superman, and that is the concept of kid falls from the sky, lands on farm in the Midwest, gets brought up by human parents who tries to raise him as a normal kid, but has to hide the powers he develops. This is something we've seen done a lot. There have been a lot of parodies of Superman. There have been a lot of deconstructions of Superman. This trailer received an overwhelming positive response. I've said that twice now. And a lot of people think it seems really interesting and really fascinating. It's being produced by James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy. All that good shit. I don't think I'm sold on this movie. Okay, let me make this clear. I think the horror seems effective. I think the kid playing BrightBurn, or whatever we're going to call him, I think seems creepy. That looks fine. I think the acting from the mom looks fine. My problem is that a successful deconstruction of Superman needs to be based around the concept, and let's make it clear, the main driving force to deconstruct Superman at the moment is the general discontent for the Zack Snyder version. And the thing about that is, what people hate about the Zack Snyder version is that Superman is whiny, he's emo, he doesn't care about people. And the thing about this BrightBurn trailer is it doesn't actually deconstruct that or present us with the version of that that would be more realistic or more horrifying. Because the problem is that the kid isn't making the conscious decision to be evil. For a version of Superman like that to work, for a darker version of Superman to work in that respect, it has to be that Clark makes the conscious decision to be bad. He has to make the conscious decision, I'm gonna hurt people, I'm gonna hate people, I'm gonna destroy the world, and nothing can stop me because I'm fucking Superman. It has to be that conscious decision, that rejection of American ideals, of believing in truth and freedom. That's what it has to be. It has to be that the attempt to raise him normally failed, and then it can be ... because he's an emo whiny douchebag. In this, the kid is clearly being shown to be controlled by the spaceship, or he was already programmed to do this, or just something along those lines. There's not that conscious decision to do evil. He's just doing it because he's supposed to. And I think that's the problem I'm having with this, is that because it's not that choice, because it's not the conscious effort, it doesn't actually deconstruct Superman. It just presents what if an unbeatable monster came at us, and we kind of have a lot of that. So all in all, I'll still see this movie, I'll still talk about it when it comes out. I just want to throw my argument in there that I don't think the movie is an effective deconstruction of Superman. Will it still be a good film? Probably. But as of right now, I think people kind of need to get off the, this is the ultimate version of the Zack Snyder Superman. That's gotta stop, guys. Just please, it's not. Anyways, on to Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. So I'm putting this out to all of you. Which is more insulting? Having Aoi's exit from the season be due to her going face first into the pavement and not even getting a final line while everyone else gets a big final speech, or having her big exit to the show be an actually somewhat effective sad little moment and then have it completely ruined by bad comedy relief from characters nobody asked for and nobody wants. Like, seriously, what is this show's problem with Aoi? And then she's not even mentioned again. We get one moment where Akira's like, quick, put everything into saving Blue Maiden, and then Emma's like, doesn't even care. She's looking at her thing, she's trying to get back to what they're doing. She's basically saying, look man, this has happened like multiple times already. She'll be back in 45 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. Like, it's just kind of like, what is the purpose at this point? So from there, because I don't want to focus too heavily on that, we move on to what is our main focus of the episode, and that being Lightning's forcing Yusaku and Kusunagi to duel. And on the one hand, it sucks because I think this is a fascinating concept and is something really good to explore with a character like Yusaku, especially considering how much of a power fantasy he is. Like, to explore, how do you attack him emotionally? How do you go after him like that? You could do a whole season of that. Like, you don't need to just have all this other crap. Just put us on Yusaku's emotional journey and show how he's challenged by this. That's what I want. I don't need Yusaku to be I don't need, like, end of the world or AIs or everyone trapped SAO style. I don't care. Like, I would gladly just watch Yusaku put into emotional turmoil, and seeing it get stuck here at the end of the season feels like it's something they've never thought about and is just kind of here to be a two-parter just to get us some more episodes before we have to end the season. And that sucks. Having said that, what we get in the context of this episode, I really liked this. Like, the minute Yusaku doesn't attack with Decode, or even before that, the minute he doesn't summon it in a position where he'd be able to go in for more battle damage, is a great scene. That is so good. It's subtle. It's small. The look on Yusaku's face for the rest of the episode is absolutely perfect. I love this idea that Yusaku is just kind of like lost. He doesn't know what to do. This is the first time he's really been challenged emotionally by what's happening, and that is the focus of what's going on. You see him, he's got the tear, he's got the worried look. He doesn't want to hurt Kusunagi, he doesn't want to fight Kusunagi. And I actually feel like the relationship between the two was built up pretty well. Kusunagi seems to be the only person in Yusaku's life who cares for him. And Yusaku kind of sort of has to look up to Kusunagi as like a big brother. And so seeing him have to fight that, seeing him be challenged by that is really good. And I like the idea that Jin's consciousness being at stake is something Yusaku has to deal with as well, as this means he potentially could be killing a fellow Lost Incident victim. Yusaku's morals are being challenged, Yusaku's beliefs are being challenged, Yusaku's ability to perform is being challenged. This is what we need out of this character. We need more stuff like this. We need him to deal with emotional baggage. Not just all of this character goes here, character goes there, I prove I'm a badass. That's what Yusaku has amounted to. I want more stuff like this. And when you stick it at the end like this, like just as a random two-parter for the remainder of the season, it kind of worries me that that means they've already planned out the final year of this show, and it's been planned to not have any more of this. I have no real reason to believe that. It's just I've had enough of these fears to being realized to know that there's a good chance that's what's going on. But in the comment section below, give me your thoughts on this episode. Give me your thoughts on BrightBurn. Yeah, just all that good stuff. And as for the TCG question of the week, so, UDS Las Vegas happened, and one thing I noticed is everything that topped was either Salamangreat or Sky Striker. What does that mean for the format? Because it's kind of weird seeing only two decks like this, especially because I'm going to YCS Atlanta next week, and I'm thinking of bringing Thunder Dragons, and now I'm thinking, do I just gear the deck just for fighting those two? Just make it Colossus spam, and maybe put in some things to protect from targeting? Like, is that what I need? Tell me about that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me. Tuesdays is when I hope to get out the Arc 5 rewrite, if not Thursdays, and join me for everything else.